Hello friends, we are going to start a new video series that is Spring Boot. So in that we are going to create one Spring project and CRUD operation. So let's start with a Spring Boot. Why we need to use the Spring Boot? So Spring Boot makes easy to create standalone production grade Spring based application that you can run by using just run. So in the Spring Boot, so we can also add different types of dependencies or any small modules, and we can run that application. So we have to just create one small module, and we can create run the application. So we don't have to create what you say dependencies or linkage between two different applications. So we don't have to do that. So this all done by Spring. So we have to just create one code or like that, and we have to just run the application. So we take opinionated view of the Spring platform, and that means whenever we try to run the application, it will run the on the Spring platform, and the third party libraries. So we can also insert the third party libraries in the Spring Boot. So these are the Spring Boot application features. So there are also another features like we can create a standalone Spring application. You can also use the Tomcat, JT, and Undertow directly without deploying WAR files. So we can also do these. So these are the features of the Spring Boot. So let's start dive into Spring Boot. So how can we run the application? How can we create the Spring Boot application? So first of all, we have to download the JDK. So JDK, it will give the platform to run in our system Java files. So that is why we have to need JDK 17 or JDK 20. So I'm using JDK 70 because it is a LTS version. So that means it will uh, support the version without crashing the application. So that is why I'm using the JDK 17 latest long term that we support it is giving. So that is why I am going to use JDK 17. So I'm using the Windows application. So I'm going to download the Windows, and I am going to download the X24. So because I have X64 Windows, so that is why I'm using that, and I'm downloading this file. So I have already downloaded this file. So you can see in the my download file. So we have to I have already JDK 17. We have to just run as administrator. Just to give me a second. And after that, after um, clicking on yes, we will pop up one window. So it is taking time. So give me a second. Yes. So it is preparing to install. So we have to click on next. Next, it will store in the Java dot slash JDK 17. Next, and it will going to store the JDK 17 in your uh, Windows. So we have to just click on that. So I have already installed this, so it will take time. So after that, we have to install Spring tool. So if you already have Eclipse, so you can do that. So I'm going to give example for that also, how to create Spring Boot application in that. So if you don't have the Eclipse, you can use this Spring tool. It will give more advanced features. So do the application like a Spring Boot application. So I'm going to install the 4.19.1 Windows 60 x60 86 64. So I'm going to install these. So I have already downloaded that. So if you have to download that, and you have to install that. So to install that, we have to, after installing the JDK, it will give one more option that we have to use, that is Java Platform AC. We have to click on that, and it will extract the files from this jar file, so we can get our Spring Boot application. So I have already installed this application. So if you want to install that, you can do that also. So I am using that. So just give me. So yeah, this. So we can get I have installed the JDK 17. That is why it is giving that information. And I'm going to create run the application for to extract the Spring tool suite. So I'm going to get. So after that, it will extracting the all the files. So because cannot find the part, so I have already installed that. So that is why it is getting error. So it will extract the files and it will create one file, and it will has one Spring Tool Suite application. So we have to run that. After running that, we it will ask about your workspace. So we have to give that workspace, and after that we good to go to create a Maven or Spring Boot application. So to start the Spring Boot application, we have one option here also, Spring Starter project. Also, we can get also here also. So we can also create on these. It will ask about the content. So like a name of the project. So I will give Spring Boot demo. So it will ask the name, and we have to give the type. So I'm going to give the Maven packaging as a jar because I want in the jar file. So I'm using that. Java version I am using the 17 because it is a LTS version. So that is why. And language is Java. You can also use Kotlin, Groovy. So I'm using Java. And the group ID is your reverse company name. That means my company name is coders.com. So I'm going to give com.codersarts. So this is my group ID, and artifact is the same. That is you're giving the project name, and the you can give the description also. So demo of Spring Boot, and package is also same. That is giving for a group. So that is coders arts. And after that, we have to just click on the next. So it will ask the Spring Boot version. So I am using the 3.1.3 because it is the latest and it has LTS version. So that is why I am using this. And after that, we can also add the dependencies. So whichever you need the dependency, you can insert that. So first in dependency, I am inserting is Spring Boot DevTools. It will it will run the application like whenever we update and save the application, it will automatically rerun the application. We don't have to run the application every time. So it will run this application by using this dependency. After that, I'm using the web dependency, that is Spring Web, because I am using the this application for web. So that is why I'm inserting this web. Then after that, we can also use MySQL. So we can also insert the MySQL dependency. So that is MySQL driver. And to connect the MySQL or SQL dependency with the web, so we have to use JPA dependency. So that is Spring Data JPA. So we have to insert that also. And also we can also insert the Lombok. So this Lombok, it will give the shortcut like getter setter. We don't have to create the getter setter for every classes. So we can also by using this we can directly give annotation, and it will create the getter setter like constructor toString method directly. So we can also use that. And after that, we have to just click on next, and it will give the all the information, URL dependencies, all this, and we have to just finish that. So it will going to download that. So it is going to download that, and all these things will be updated like SRC. So in that it will give our package name. Then in the pom.xml it will give all the dependencies, project name, project packaging, all this information it will give in the this. So it is going to download. So we will give the another option. how to what we say create the Spring Boot application. That is, we have to just type Spring Initializer, and it will give the first web, that is Spring Initializer. We have to just open that, and it will give the information like same information that we have given in these STS. So it will give same information here also. So the first project is in Maven, so we can also use the Gradle also. This is the same, but their perform like information or steps are different. So that is why it has a different project. So I'm using the Maven. Language is Java, and the Spring Boot version is 3.1.3. And I'm giving the group ID as Codersart, com.codersart. And the artifact, we have to use the project name. So I'm giving Spring Boot Demo 1. And because I have already created Spring Boot Demo and name is same. So description, you can also give any difference like web application, and all package is same, allow or like a group ID. So we can also give different package name, but I am using the same group ID as a package name. And after that, packaging is in jar, and Java version is in 17. So this is the same. And you can also add the dependency. So like DevTools, I already told you it will provide fast application restart, live reload, and configuration to enhance development exercise. So it will reload application fastly. So I'm using that also. Then web dependency. So that is web. So Spring Web. So it will build web including RESTful application. So you can by using Spring MVC. So that is why we are going to use that. And after that, we can also using Spring Data API. That means persist the data in SQL store with the Java Persistent API. So it will connect the database with a Spring Web, and we can persist or connect the data with the MySQL or another data type database. So we can directly connect that. And after that, we are going to use MySQL. So it will as a JDBC driver. So it will connect the data. And after that, we are going to use Logbook also. So we have already told you that it will reduce the boilerplate code. So it will give more like a getter setter or all the that constructor already depend. So we can directly create. We don't have to create the any constructor or with the parameter constructor. It will create for us. So that is why we are going to use. So these are the different dependencies I am going to use, and we have to just click on the generate. So it will going to generate the application, and it will store download the zip file. So we have to store that. After that, we have to just extract that file. After extracting, we have to go to the STS or anything you are using for the application. We have to use that like Eclipse. So after that, we have to go to import, and we have to use as a Maven project because I already told you that I am going to use Maven project. We have to create on existing new Maven project. We have to create on next, and we have to browse the application. After browsing, we have to go to Spring Boot demo files, and we have to click on these, and we have to select the folder. So it will call the pom.xml file, and it will create our application. So I'm already creating one application, so that is why it is taking time. So after that, it will show another project here with a Spring Boot demo 2, demo 1. So it will give the name also. So this is all about how to create a Spring Boot demo application or project by using STS and by using Spring Boot Initializer. So you can see that it is creating the Spring Boot demo 1 project also, and also Spring Boot demo. It is taking time because it is downloading the all the dependencies whichever it is required. So that is why it is taking time. So thank you. So in the next video, we are going to see the uh, folder structure like src.main, what is that inside, and also the resources, then test, what is the JRE system library. We can all going to see in the next video. So thank you.